Welcome to this week's episode of Work the Left Side. It is a Rumble recap. It's myself and Ryan, Mr. Palmer. There you go, man. You good?
I am spot on at the moment, yes.
Sweet. We're basically going to digest and break down and just have a bit of a chit chat about the Rumble from Saturday night. I watched it on Sunday because I'm a traditionalist, so I stayed up Sunday night to watch it just to make it feel proper.
Do you not have work in the morning?
I booked it off because I thought it was on a Sunday night, so I booked a day off work. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well sort of stay up and watch it, then I can get some sleep while little dude to school. Because if I'd have stayed up Saturday night to watch it, I wouldn't have got any sleep on Sunday because little dude would have been running around. So I'm probably the one person who I appreciate Sunday night pay-per-views more than Saturday night pay-per-views.
You lunatic. You've got an NXT one this Saturday, and then the Saturday after or the Saturday in 2 or 3 weeks is Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
And then you've got, in terms of WWE anyway, and then the WrestleMania is 2 nights. So I think that's Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, well, that's been for the last few years. It's been a 2-night job. So the Rumble. Overall, we'll break it down, but pretty solid show. I was surprised it started with the men's Rumble. I don't know, I've just kind of got it in my head that it's the women's Rumble happens first and then it's the men's. So I was quite surprised to see the men's Rumble start it, but I think it worked really well.
I think that was slightly by design, going off what happened at the very end of the show, and there was on the pre-show there was a segment that kind of led up to the Royal Rumble as well.
I didn't watch the buy-in kind of things. Missed the pre-show.
I think it was kind of constructed as to, because there was fears that there could have been boos for Cody because Sammy not being in the Rumble. But
right
before, on the pre-show, you had Roman summoning away the bloodline and then saying, Sammy, you're going to be with me tonight. You're not going to be in the Royal Rumble, you're with me. So there's that. So, but if you didn't see that, you're just like, none-wise. I weren't expecting him to be in the Rumble anyway.
No.
For some reason.
It made sense for it to be in the main event, kind of, for storyline purposes. So, obviously, the Rumble started with, and they made a big deal out of it, with the sort of throwback to Clash at the Castle. So you had Walter and Sheamus starting at 1 and 2. It was just, yeah. I mean, like you say, if you're going to start off with 2 people, I just thoroughly enjoy seeing the reaction Sheamus gets at the minute. Just so behind him, sort of. I think again we've mentioned it before in the past. He's just, the guy's getting love now, and he's finally getting some sort of appreciation.
Yeah, he's well seasoned now, and he's the general. Not a takeaway from Gunther. He's developed throughout the years. Now he's, as he says, he's putting on banger after banger after banger after banger. And people are just like, yeah, people are properly into him now. I think he may have peaked around the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's hitting his second peak now as well. So yeah, people will. He's getting big pops. Got a huge pop.
I mean, there's a bit later on in the Rumble where the fans go nuts for the chest bump later on in the Rumble. Absolutely. So I think Gargano steps somebody up, and Gargano just kind of steps away.
It's about the only time Gargano got a flipping a pop of any kind as well, because he came out of crickets, did nothing in the Rumble itself, and then the only time he got like some sort of response was when he gave over, whoever it was, I think it was Miz, to Sheamus to do the 10 piece of the Bowery.
Yep. So, well, you just mentioned his name. So at number 3, out came your least favourite person. I'm not even going to wind you up on this one. We'll acknowledge the shitness. To be fair to him, he did his job. He took the blows in the corner. There was funny moments where Sheamus and Walter were trying to hit each other. The other one moved and Miz just got blasted.
Miz playing his role now of comedy jobber. It's like enhancement talent now. He's not going to get any higher than that ceiling, which is what his fucking ceiling should have been in the first place. That's what he fucking deserves. He's no fucking. He's shit.
We ain't got Mick to fight his corner on this one, so we can just say what we want to say now and be like, yep, there we go. Yeah, bag of wank. So, but yeah, I did have the whole list down. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, like, you know, the list of people that came out. But I think Gargano came out soon after that. I sort of said it wasn't the reaction for Gargano. I don't know whether we've just been kind of spoiled in NXT with getting huge Gargano pops. It's just like nobody in Texas really gave a damn. He kind of came out.
I'd say there was a Rumble a couple of years ago when he was still in NXT, and he made a surprise appearance in the Rumble.
Yeah.
He got a better pop then than he did now. It's like he got next to nothing. It's because he's been booked like an arsehole, really.
Speaking of him and Loomis on it, yeah, from what I've seen, I still haven't really caught up with Raws or SmackDown. He's on Raw, isn't he? With Loomis
He's
and
on Raw. Yeah.
From what I have seen of him on that, he just seems to be like Loomis's mouthpiece. So it's kind of very limited. You know, if you weren't aware of him in NXT, you've not really had a chance to see what he can do in the ring.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to show it at all. And it's the same guy running Raw now that ran NXT then. It's just like, why? What's the disparity here? What's going on? Why has he been put in these unfunny comedy roles? He's got the Miz stink. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You can't get the Miz stink off you.
He's got the rub in the bad back.
The bad rub.
Bad rub. I think now. So, but can't believe I had all freaking written down. So obviously, I think Miz gets eliminated quite quickly as well. Though, to be fair, does he? He's not in it for too long. I think Kofi might come out next.
Possibly, Kofi, I can't remember. I seem to remember Kofi being in it.
Kofi was there.
The Woods came out. Pissing about.
Woods came out very closely after Kofi. We had a bit of a New Day tag segment for a few minutes. Yeah. Just while I'm thinking about it, before Brock comes out, the whole Kofi thing seems to have been. It's like they were kind of commentators were building up. Like, did his foot touch the floor? His foot's over the chair. And nothing. It's just like they totally forgot about it. Kofi wandered off.
That was like, who cares? You're probably better off staying on the floor anyway. Oh man!
It's like Corey said. Oh! Shout out to McAfee as well.
Pat McAfee coming back.
Yeah. I thought that was. I liked the chemistry between him and Graves. To be fair, that worked.
Yeah. He was good on camera. He has been missed, I think.
Yes. Yeah, he just kind of brings a genuine excitement level to it, doesn't he? He just kind of brings it up a bar. But yeah, Brock, for me, because I say I've not watched Raw or SmackDown. I didn't know Brock was back. When Brock's music hit, I generally sort of like, I was flabbergasted. I was like, oh shit, okay, here we go.
He's been in a mini feud with Lashley.
That's still
Lashley been going backwards and forwards. That's still going on. So they've kind of set something up there.
I kind of guess from the whole, very, very surprised when he only lasted like 3 minutes of the Rumble. Obviously, we're old school fans. We're used to seeing Brock, you know, annihilating people, lasting 30, 40, 60 minutes. You know, I thought it was going to be one of the final four. And Lashley eliminates him. And then we get batshit crazy Brock on the outside.
Yeah, just basically got a different agenda for him now. So instead of him just steamrolling people, they've clearly got a path of Lashley and Brock for Mania.
Yeah,
that's clearly the path that they're looking for him for now.
Yeah, well, that, or I think James mentioned it recently. While Brock was in the ring, we did get a very brief Walter Brock face-off. And the fans seemed to react very nicely to that as well. So
you could see the size difference between him and Walter as well. It's like when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I miss chunky Walter.
Yeah,
better when he was chunky. But,
as opposed to vegan Walter.
It's a vegan Walter.
He just looks like he's there. He's just like, man's like leaned up. Vegan hot yoga or hot cardio. empty stomach cardio. Walter.
Empty fucking stomach cardio. That's what it is. And fat burners. Fuck. It's been hammering the fat burners. If he was gonna like shed that much amount of weight, he should have like got sort of muscly as well. Should have got him on a regime of getting a bit more chunky, more muscle, more mass.
Yeah, I still won't fuck with him, right? You know, the dude still throws a mean shot.
It's me throwing out fitness tips, and he's fucking just caved my chest in with his little finger.
Finger poke, bosh. But yeah, I do remember that game just kind of off the top of my head now because I've lost all rhythm with me not having the list. Santos Escobar. I do remember a spot between Kofi and Escobar where kind of like Escobar had Kofi up, and then he like threw Kofi up, and Kofi just foot stomped his shoulders.
Yeah,
it just looked stiff.
Nasty move, that.
Yes, it's like wow, brutal. Also, you had Booker T coming in. It's looking
not even 3 minutes. It was like 60 seconds that he got.
He got his kicks in, didn't he? He got like the back kick, the jumping side kick lariat, and then the spinneroonie. What did make me laugh though, after obviously Brock got eliminated, was Corbin coming down, and
oh
Brock
my god,
annihilated Corbin.
He was so fast as well.
Yeah,
he sprinted around that ring to take out Corbin. He was like, Corbin was dusted. That's so funny.
But I just feel like Corbin's one of those guys where he could be, if they wanted to, be pushed into the main event if they built it up right, and then other times they're just like, you can't be arsed with him. They'll just squash him. And it's just like, I just feel sorry for Corbin sometimes. But, he's paired up with JBL at the minute, so fuck him.
I don't think he even needs JBL because Corbin can talk and he can wrestle. His wrestling's not terrible, so I don't know why they paired him with. He doesn't need any heat. He doesn't need a heat. He doesn't need any more negativity because he can draw that himself. You've seen him do that himself. So why they've dragged out fucking JBL to pair him with him, I don't know. Makes no sense. Maybe if they could have done is drafted up Cameron Grimes from NXT and paired him with JBL, two money men. That would make fucking sense, but
That's a really good shout actually. But yeah, I suppose as well though, you've got JBL's intolerance of vanilla midgets. I can't imagine him working with somebody like Grimes in that sense. But you're right. Corbin is very good at doing what he does by himself. Doesn't need JBL, and the sooner he's off my TV, the better for my liking. If he's not part of the Acolytes or the APA, I don't want to know.
He also had Karrion Kross at some point.
Rumble as well. Yeah, Kross came out. He looked good for a few minutes. He threw a few banging suplexes. I think he hit Walter and Sheamus with a couple of capture suplexes, didn't he? And then got disposed of very quickly. Again, though, probably 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes maximum.
Yeah, showing didn't really do too much in terms of anything memorable for me.
No,
really.
I think they could have used it. I think he could have done a bit more. Actually, I think he's one of the guys that they could have pushed a bit more on it just to make him, take him to the next level. But obviously, after Corbin, we had Mr. Rollins, and as somebody who's not watched much WWE this year, I've obviously come back into it. When I left, Rollins was one of the number one heels. Fans fucking hated him, smarmy, fighty Rollins. I've come back to watching it, and the fans are just absolutely worshipping the guys where the guy fucking walks, doing the music, going along when he's coming out. Fair play to him.
If you have a catchphrase or something memorable that connects with the fans, and they're gonna like it, because these fans like a good catchphrase, and they like sing along with whoever, like sing along a Rock or sing along a Rollins. And Rollins does the
That's it. That's what I got. And it's just like it works. I mean, the guy's obviously still a cocky twat, but he's a cocky twat that appreciates the fans, and the fans kind of. I think it's the Randy Orton thing, isn't it? It's that good you kind of begrudgingly respect and cheer him on, kind of thing. So it's very hard for him to out and out heel now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, what was it Rollins and then oh fucking hell, Dom and Finn are out by this point as well, I believe. Finn looking like a sexy spaceman apparently. And
he looked very good.
It did, I must admit. If anyone could pull it off, I was like, yeah, fair play to you. I again totally missed, because I've not been watching the episodic stuff. Totally missed the whole Dom in prison, or stuff like that, which Graves was.
He was in prison for a mere hours, and that's turned him into a hardened criminal. He's got the teardrop tattoo. He's got the scarf.
Yes.
Yeah, he's ex-con Dom. In prison, you would have got gut.
I like the way that McAfee was still like, it was only there for an hour, and he still became somebody's bitch. But
he was cutting a promo on Raw. So he was like, he was in the bottom bunk. There was a guy in the top bunk. He was snoring. So he woke him up and put him back to sleep. He was getting on my nerves with his snoring. So I woke him up, put his ass back to sleep. Oh my God, this is hilarious stuff.
Fair play to the guy, man. He's like, I know he gets a lot of stick for his in-ring work. I think our people have got expectations very high because of who he is. But he's taken to this Judgment Day role, from what I've seen, very well. He's been part of just being this little twat again. He's just, and the dude's rocking a mullet, so I can't begrudge him.
That gets heat as well.
Exactly, man. He's like, and obviously, Ray should have been out at some point. Obviously, he didn't come out, and then Dom out with Ray's mask.
Straight before him, it should have been. Yeah, I'm fairly sure it should have been him.
Yeah.
Before, and then Dom comes out with his mask saying, taking him out, whatever.
He goes straight off the bat. Got heat. Fans are automatically taking a disliking to him. There was a few cool spots with him and Finn sort of taken out. I think it was Edge, because obviously Edge then comes out. Obviously, big deal. Not seen Edge since Judgment Day took him out at, I want to say, Extreme Rules. I think I remember the commentating. Or SummerSlam. One of the two might be the SummerSlam. And then, I didn't like I thought Edge's wardrobe was a little bit questionable. I didn't like the black and yellow tights. Didn't do him any favours. Your t-shirt looked awesome, but Edge's tights, not so much. But yeah, he just looks old as well, man. He should never cut his hair. He looks so much better with long. Not to get off fashionable or Mr.
His last run, his last hurrah. But yeah, he got taken out by the Judgment Day, and then it shouldn't. How can that stand? They're outside, and they pulled him from the inside of the ring out, and then he's like, "You're out." No, they're already.
We've seen it so many times, though. We've seen it over the years so many times. It's the unwritten rule. But yeah, you're totally right. The rest should be like, "Oh, mate, get back in." I think it's during the women's one where Corey just calls somebody on it, and he's just like, "Look, this generally pisses me off in the Rumble when somebody's trying to eliminate somebody. Why the fuck would you stop them from trying to eliminate them? It makes no sense."
It makes no sense.
But yeah, go on, Corey. But yeah, obviously Edge comes out. We get a few spots there. I like the teamwork between Finn and Dom. There's a few spots where Edge was going to go hit Dom. Finn just drop kicked him out of the way before he could get to Dom, and vice versa. And then Mr. Priest comes out, and he's just looking, again, having not seen it for ages and coming back into it. The guy just looks like he's evolved since I've last seen him. He looks like he's taken to the role very well. In Judgment Day, he looks like a more complete character now.
Yeah. Damian Priest. There was that tag match. It was him and Finn against
the Gauntlet.
Yeah, the Gauntlet. Yeah. And then Finn got injured, and it had to be him and Dom. But he was the fucking Iron Man of that Gauntlet. So he's come on leaps and bounds, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the good thing about factions, though, man. You help the fact that they can help elevate, people. You look at any good faction, it should be people should be a lot stronger coming out of them than when they first joined. It's a massive learning curve. And you got to think guys like Priest and Dom are just learning from Finn. I mean, Finn's got to be like a well of wisdom.
Absolutely, totally.
And obviously Ripley's there as well, who's no slouch. But yeah, obviously with them we have the Edge, gets eliminated, massive brawl, back up the aisle. Austin Theory's music hits. He just kind of steps to one side and just like, let's do this. Let these guys fight. And then the Glamazon comes out.
Rhea Ripley's beating the shit out of Edge. She's just fucking wailing on him. What? Yeah, and then Beth Phoenix comes out and spears her out of her boots. Fucking tremendous. She sells it really well. She does a proper bump. She does a proper flip bump.
She's still selling it later as well, isn't she? She's still selling it during the Rumble, which goes back up later in the Rumble. Not just on the entrance, but she's selling it throughout as well. Still constantly like grabbing the ribs, which makes, well, we'll talk about that match later, even more impressive, to be fair. Because she's taking that spear from Beth. Beth looking boss as well with her Vikings hairstyle.
Oh, what a hair! It's so big. It's so big.
So yeah, Rollins, I'm trying to think. Obviously, memorable shout outs then going forward. I think obviously Ricochet turns up. Oh, Omos, Braun, you had that kind of big man 5-minute generic Rumble stare off, which was
Monster fight.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. They make humans that big. Yes, they do, Pat. Yes. So
big battle, as they call it.
That's
Kaiju big battle.
That's the one. Braun, obviously Ricochet. Can't believe they paired Ricochet with fucking Braun. Apparently, those two have been a tag team. The commentators were saying. It's obviously a classic dynamic, beat a muscle, blah blah blah. Braun can basically pick Ricochet up and just throw him at people. And then Mr. Logan Paul comes back.
That guy just keeps seemingly getting better and better. He just doesn't seem to. You think he gets shit and but no.
I mean, for what I've seen, man, the guy is. I'm not a massive fan. Obviously, I'm not. I'm not one of the kids. I'm not down with the YouTubers. I didn't really know who the fuck it was before he turned up. I just knew he was some sort of social media dude. I know there was some sort of gnarly shit with one of the polls to do with suicide in the forest a few years ago. Blah blah blah. But from what I've seen, judging him just purely from what I've seen in the WWE, the dude seems to be taking to it very fucking well.
Exceeded expectations.
Yeah. And obviously we had that spot where him and Ricochet just collided midair. That was fucking mental, man. That was like that was the Rumble moment of that match. That was just the fact that nobody's ever done that before. I think it speaks volumes.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think if I have seen that before, but no, I don't think I have.
No, I generally can't believe. I think if it was ever going, it would have been like John Morrison or Kofi, or would have been those guys kind of thing. But I'm just happy to see that they're using Ricochet. Ricochet's getting the time to shine now. I think that's a massive Trips influence.
Yeah, he is getting a lot of TV time now. I think he's still in this tag team tournament as well, from what I remember. So yeah.
So we'll take that as a good and a bad thing, because if he's still in it, that means Braun's still in it.
Yes.
Good and bad. But then whittled down the people. We also had number 30, which was the returning Cody.
Something Cody Rhodes.
So obviously, glad to see him back, but fuck, man, they put him through the ringer. Obviously, elimination. Last two people in the ring, Walter and Cody. You know, I've just come back from a fucking surgically repaired pec. Who do I not want to be in the ring with? Yeah.
Chop.
Mr. Choppy Chop. He's like, Mr. Choppy McChopperson is just absolutely going to
McChopperson. Yeah.
But yeah, man, they obviously had a little match. I think it ran for about 10 minutes or so. Absolutely banging. Both guys.
Before that, you had Rollins and Logan Paul.
Yes.
That's going to be set up for Mania.
Yes, Logan Paul eliminated Seth Rollins, didn't he? And then you have Logan Paul shouting in his face like Seth who kind of thing on the road. So yeah, man, I'll take that if that's because again, I think a few people have said it recently, over the last year or so. Rollins does kind of go out of his way to try and make the next bunch as well. Obviously, he worked very hard with Dom a few years ago. Worked very hard with Buddy Murphy. He's worked with a couple of the guys. Austin Theory had like the Messiahs, didn't he, and stuff. So he's worked very closely with the next batch over the last few years. I think if you want anyone to elevate Logan Paul or just add the finishing touches, yeah, man, put him in a feud with Rollins.
But yeah, so going back to the final two, Cody, the Cody cutter on the
Gunther, yeah. After the Shattered Dreams. After the Shattered Dreams.
Oh, yes, he does the Shattered Dreams. Fucking hell. Yeah. I wonder if Dustin is going to be at WrestleMania in the crowd, just sitting there cheering Dusty on it. There wouldn't be any reason for him not to be there.
Yeah, I don't think
as a paying customer.
Yeah, I think. Well, even just backstage, I don't think they'll have an issue. It is what it is. I can't. But it's another right. We've called this out with Rumbles. People eliminating people or stopping people from eliminating people. People being eliminated from people from the outside.
Yeah.
Why is it in the fucking Rumble when you hit somebody with your finishing move, they bounce back up again and stagger towards the rope? But in any other match, they would not do that.
That's extra special. I just have to get up. Whoa! Oh, the top rope.
Seriously, man, you'd be fuming in a normal match. You'd be like, lay down, 1, 2, 3. No, in a Rumble, mate, you've got to bounce back up and stagger towards the rope.
People getting or you hitting someone with your finishing move in a Rumble and you just like walk away. You're gonna hit somebody else now. No, put that motherfucker on. The fuck? That happened a lot in these Rumbles as well, bro.
Yes. Yeah, there's a few spots on there. Another thing. Obviously, I'm very happy. I love the whole Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, teaming up, just causing chaos, throughout the Rumble. Not sure about the name though. Fucking Bang Bros.
Bang Bros.
Bang Bros.
They go from town to town in a truck. Oh, yes. Dude, I moonlight in a taxi as well.
I'm glad it's not just me. That was my initial thought. I was like, no, that just sounds fucking wrong. It just sounds like it's just put Ron Jeremy as the fucking manager or something. So yeah, and then obviously Cody wins. Fair play to him, man. He's come back, obviously signed over from AEW, and the banging trilogy with Seth, and now he's won the Rumble. So hopefully, the momentum carries on, and could he be the guy to dethrone Roman of one belt at WrestleMania?
I don't like this 1 or 2 belt business. If it's not for both belts, then don't do it at all.
Right. Okay.
And if they don't say Cody, if they don't put it on Cody because of the fact that Cody needs to play this up, that he couldn't win the championship in his own company that he formed or in the other company. But looking at the Raw that's already gone, he hasn't mentioned any of that anyway. So we're not going to go down that route. But it should be alluded to that he put himself in a position where he couldn't fight for a championship or win a world championship. So this is his only chance. If they're not going to do that, and if they're not going to put that on Cody, then fucking hell, go the full route with the Rock, with Roman. Give him a fucking 5-year run. Break Bruno Sammartino's record. shit or get off the pot at this point, man. Got to do
It's well, it depends how long Roman stays around for, doesn't it? I think that I don't think they would mind doing that if it meant having Roman around for another 2 or 3 years. But it depends whether he's around in 12 months' time, doesn't it, Roman? I suppose, based on the dirt sheets or whatever. That's the problem.
Where is he? We'll see. I'm not
But
even.
again, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm hearing talk of the generic movie roles heading to Hollywood, following the Rock's footsteps.
I didn't even know he could even act.
But I've seen him with Hobbs and Shaw. That's as much as
was he any good in that? Well, what did he do?
He was just a background dude. He was just part of. He was a Samoan who was beating people up. So very very tight cast. He was part of the Rock's family. That helped. I think he did the Superman punch. That was job done. So right, men's rumble done. We'll mention it. I'm not really going to go into any detail about it because I don't want to waste the time. Next up was the not to besmirch them, but the women's championship match.
It was the Mountain Dew.
Oh no, it was Bray Wyatt, wasn't it? And LA Knight.
A piece of shit match.
The Mountain Dew match, basically.
The luminous backlight match.
Why do they keep subjecting Bray to shitty lighting?
It's Bray that's subjecting himself and us to that shit. I don't think it's anyone else. He came up with this, apparently.
Mountain Dew came up with this. It was a Mountain Dew.
This makes no sense. You can't have a fucking baby. There was a pizza battle royale one, so yeah, okay. It must.
We had Zombie won it fucking Mania a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Fair enough.
Sponsored the fucking Army of the Dead film. But yeah, man, I was so disappointed, man. Massive marks of Eli Drake, LA Knight over the years. I was like, yes, finally, Bray Wyatt's made his return. It's his first pay-per-view match since his return. This is going to be fucking awesome. And it was a fucking sponsorship for Mountain Dew.
A hardcore sponsorship match in backlight. That's all it was. It
was awful, man. And then they had the chance to redeem themselves with a cool spot at the end. And the fucking
Howdy did an elbow drop from way up high and missed LA Knight for about 5 feet.
Yeah. I swear, if that was Bo Dallas, he's getting sacked again. Like, no, right, no, see you later. We no longer believe. Fuck off.
I think under Howdy, he's just like it's a warm body. It's not meant to be anyone. Because Bo Dallas is the person there. It doesn't mean Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. Yeah. It could be played by anyone. It's supposed to be a figment of Bray's mind come to fruition or whatever the fucking it manifests. So I don't think there's going to be like an unmasking. Oh, it's Bo. Like
no, but just even in that role, they're like, Bo, we'll get somebody else in your place. Yeah, we don't need to know the person's changed, but Bo's no longer under the mask anymore, kind of thing. Like, no, mate, you fucked that up. You had one spot and you fucked it. Get out.
He's gone. You fucked up.
You fucked up. So yeah, that's it. That's as much as I'm acknowledging that one. Next up was Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair. This to me was just a Raw match. A TV match.
Yeah, it was there. It didn't do much at all. It was paint by numbers. It was 1, 2, 3, get your shit in. Ding, 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 and then to the stupid spooky video at the end. It's just like, hey.
Nobody wants that. I just don't get why this sort of like, Bliss got a good reaction when she came back as Bliss kind of thing. I think obviously the whole I've totally wiped it from my head. The doll, that whole persona thing. Lily, that was it.
Lily the doll.
Kind of got a very negative reaction overall. I think Bliss played it well. It's just not something the fans wanted to see. And I think obviously it wasn't helped with Bray getting sacked and everybody kind of thinking that she'd stolen his kind of character. So I don't know, man. I don't get to see. I don't know what they're doing with it or why they're even going down this route. personally. But next up was the Women's Rumble, which I thought was awesome. And it starts off with Mami, which is always a good way to start.
Yes. She put in a shift and a half.
Dude.
I think she could always go by the name of Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Rhea Bloody Ripley. Yes.
Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Shout out to Gunther as well. I don't think we acknowledged the fact that I think he now holds a record for longest Rumble in ring shift, basically in a standard Rumble. I think it was like an hour and 15 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, about an hour and 10 possibly.
Yeah.
But definitely the longest ever. Beat Ray's old record, who beat, I think, Chris Benoit's record before that. So, yeah, Gunther's about an hour and 7, hour and 10, something like that.
So, empty stomach cardio, man. It pays up.
Yeah, he didn't look blown up at all.
Dude looked
sweaty mess, but fucking hell.
Yeah.
He put in a shift.
So, anyway, I said Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Ripley.
And number 2, Liv Morgan.
Liv said she was going to go in at number 1, but she came out as number 2.
He lied. I think Michael Cole tried to cover that, didn't he? He goes, oh, well, number 2 is as good as number 1. It's not the same, though, is it, Michael? It don't look as good in the books, does it? It's number 2. But you weren't number 1. But I think the address, again, not having watched it for a while, from what I saw of Liv in this, obviously still not as high as some of the female talent, but she's a hell of a lot better than she used to be. She's put a shift in and she's improved the game a lot. So her and Ripley turn up, start going at it. Obviously, Rhea Bloody Ripley's just a force of nature, man. She's just absolutely fierce. I think I can't even sort of say enough good things about Ripley. I think she's just awesome.
Yes, she is. But too many blokes jizzing about her. Anyway, not like she doesn't deserve it. I just contradicted myself. But anyway, yes.
Anyway, but as a whole, man, I can't remember the entries. I just obviously
Dana
remember.
Brooke,
Dana, that was in the very, very pink outfit. That was just very good.
Shayna as well. Then at that
point, it kind of picked up a lot with when Damage Control were all in there, and absolutely loved that. Just seeing Damage Control, just fucking. When I was taking my notes earlier and making a note of who eliminated who, it's just like Damage Control eliminated. I think they eliminated like 7 or 8 people. Just as a unit, man, I'm loving them.
Yeah, I think they're geeks. They're fucking geeks. Because they keep getting treated like geeks each and every week. Fucking one person keeps beating all 3 of them up every week. And it's Becky Lynch, but still, it's one person beating 3 people up, which shouldn't happen, especially to a heel group. And they're the fucking tag champions as well. So it's just like, come on, either retire those tag belts and or split fucking Damage Control up, or do some sort of reboot with them where they're like the female version of the Shield. They keep getting their asses kicked every week. It's ridiculous.
So I've only seen them in the Rumble, and they looked fierce in the Rumble. You know, they were proper like a fucking unit, just going at people, or if like one wasn't getting them, the next one was, kind of thing. I think they booked really well in the Rumble, but yeah, if they're being made to look like fucking Jobsworths. It's the Becky Lynch effect, though, isn't it? It's like fucking. I've said it before. I'm not a massive fan, but obviously, you know, the fans are behind her. But yeah, there's no way that a team of 3 should be getting annihilated by one person, especially not Bayley, man. Bayley's one of the fucking cornerstones of the women's division.
As I say, Becky and Bayley are in a feud at the moment, and Becky goads Bayley into a match on Raw, but where Bayley says, no, I don't have a match with you. Says, okay, fine. I thought you'd say that. She drags out one of fucking Damage Controllers and she's going to fucking smash her with a chair. You better fucking say yes, or I'm going to smash your tag team champion with a chair. So she says yes, and then, oh, you better check on the other one backstage. So again, she's beat up two fucking. Oh, that's just ridiculous. They're
Nah,
treated like
okay.
geeks.
Yeah,
They're
look,
not a good stable. They haven't been portrayed as a good stable. It's just weak.
that's shocking, man. I'm disappointed about that because, yeah, like I said, if I'd, as obviously somebody who doesn't watch the TV shows, watching the Rumble, like I say, man, they were booked good, and they should be, just antagonists, just winding Becky up, but Becky never getting the upper hand. But when she eventually does, that should be the payoff.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway,
they're all right.
I did like the fact there was quite a few NXT lasses sort of popping up. I think everybody got a good shout as well. Perez got a time to shine. I thought she looked very cool. Zoe Stark, man, she looked fucking hell. Very impressed with her. And Raquel as well when she got time.
Yeah,
She looked like a unit. Trying to think of memorable moments. In the room, obviously, you had Michelle McCool fighting in her Uggs from the front row. Mrs. Undertaker getting her payday.
But why? I never rated her back in the day, and I didn't really rate her much.
I think she was definitely that period. Well, she was that period of the Divas title. She kind of before the whole evolution. When it was like, yeah, Candice Michelle and Michelle McCool and fucking models fighting. So
I really she did a Styles Clash. The Styles Clash was good that she did.
Yes, it was phenomenal. As Michael Cole
It was phenomenal. Yes.
That was what made me laugh though. And Piper Niven's back.
Yes, Piper Niven. And I said, "Do you know who she is? I bet she's gonna drop a few people." Do. Fucking hell. About time. I doubt they're even gonna address that as well. It's like, hold on, didn't you go by a different name? Yeah, it's about time. Should never fucking named it Dewdrop. What the hell was that shit all about? Fucking hell.
But again, they made her look strong in this, so I think they're kind of trying to, redeem themselves. And yeah, I just love like Pat McAfee sold that like an absolute boss. So it's like it's Piper Niven, Piper Niven.
She strikes like a viper. It's Piper Niven. It's like, yes, get all her names in. Yes. Get her shoot name in as well. Fuck.
It's like, yeah, we know we fucked up. We apologise. We'll just make fun of ourselves now for the next 5 minutes. It's like, yeah, man, fair play on you. Fully appreciated it. Obviously, nobody meaner. Tamina was kicking about. I'm trying to think who else was. Shayna Baszler put a little bit of a shift in. Still, don't think they're using her, properly. She should be an absolute force. And Oscar looks like an absolute fucking boss. She got a great reaction. And I think they've actually made her look like genuine again. She looked like a genuine fucking the Empress again.
I think it's a gimmick change. She used to be called Kana when she was in Japan, and she was an absolute lunatic. I think that's what they're alluding to with this slight gimmick change. So she's going to be slightly more unhinged.
Right, that's what James was on about in the message. Yeah, because James made reference in messages earlier that something about Kana. I didn't quite know what he was on about. So that'll be it then. Yeah, okay.
That's what it is.
That's
I
what
never
it is.
saw it. I only saw like bits and pieces.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Sweet. I didn't know if like the face paint looked a bit Muto-esque. I don't know if that was a bit of a nod as well, because obviously he's just had his farewell tour. I don't know. I kind of looked into that. I thought so, but yeah, Oscar was Oscar. Oscar was great. She's just slapping people about and kicking people about. You just had obviously your general run of the mill. Selena Vega turned up to sponsor Street Fighter.
What's going on? So like when I saw that, I'm thinking, shit. And then remembered back to whatever that fucking pay-per-view was where Austin Theory came out and his entrance theme was like Beyblade. I think that couldn't have been an accident now. Fucking hell. So they put an advert for Beyblade behind his in his entrance video. Not an accident because fucking Zelina Vega here is as a fucking Street Fighter character.
Oh,
Then
apparently
she's got a voice. She's doing commentary
commentating.
in the video game itself. So.
Yeah, which blew my mind. Just to sidebar a little bit, I was like, hang on a minute, they've got commentary on Street Fighter now. I was like, just imagine like
That's
bad metal, like, yeah, just I don't know, man. It just blew my mind. I was like, wow, a commentary team on a Street Fighter fight. Just kind of like thought it was really fucking weird.
Yeah, sounds like the worst thing ever, man.
I'm just like, what?
He's going for a Hadouken now.
But that's what made me laugh though, like fucking Pat McAfee and Corey Graves just going total fanboy, just calling out Street Fighter moves. Oh no, Ken! Come on! It's like, oh Jesus Christ. You guys are just fanboying the shit out of here. And Michael Cole was like, oh, I wouldn't know. Last video game I played was Asteroids. Like, so cool. You know you're a fucking Fortnite geek. Vega, I'm trying to think of anybody.
The girl with the shiniest wizard, she was in it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Tegan Knox.
Yeah, Knox was back. Nice to see as well. Without knee braces as well. Obviously, whatever was wrong with her knees and stuff.
Blew both her ACLs, I think it was.
Yeah. My only beef is I love Tegan Knox. I think she's awesome. Massive fan of obviously Nixon Newell back in the day. If you're running European uppercuts into the corner, hit them with the uppercut, not with your hip. It's like she was doing it and just hit bouncing them as opposed to, I don't think her arm hit anyone. It just annoyed me. It just kind of bugs me when I saw it. I was like, no, it just didn't look right. Looked more like a running hip bump. So, but yeah, Tegan Knox, awesome. Glad to see her back anyway. That's a minor thing. And then basically it was the Rumble moment. Natty was there, and then we had Nia Jax turn up.
Whose music? Where's the countdown? What the fuck? He just comes out. It's Nia Jax. Where was the fucking countdown? What the hell? But yeah, just introduce her. There we go. It's Nia Jax. She comes in. Oh man.
I don't know whether that's going to. Do you think it's like a one-off for the Rumble? Or do you think
it's a one-off? I don't think she's back. I think I've seen a few articles actually, or a few headlines saying it was just a one and done.
Right, cool.
I wouldn't be too upset if she did come back. I wasn't too fussed when she was around. So
yeah,
I don't know what they'd do with her.
Let's put her in the bloodline. I don't know.
Don't do that.
But yeah, everybody just ganging up on Nia. I loved the fact that Ripley looked genuinely pissed when she kind of tried to throw her, wasn't able to. And the commentator's like, oh, Nia's just laughed at Ripley. And she just saw Ripley kick. And that just looked like a very stiff kick. And it's like, right, now you're getting fucking riptided. It's like, oh, no. And then she just genuinely like, right, get her out. Fucking throw her out. That's it. We're done. And then, elimination. Final three. Obviously being Liv Morgan, Oscar, and Ripley.
On the apron.
Apron, yeah.
Oscar goes to miss Ripley ducks. Liv Morgan takes it full in the face, and she's like, I can't see. Somehow Oscar gets put on the
Some
floor.
weird reverse 619 from Ripley to knock Oscar out.
Yeah.
It's like she swung her leg back round through the rope and like sweeps Oscar off. And then Liv hit. I don't know what they call it. I can't remember what Liv's move. It looks a bit like a code break, but she hit something on Ripley, didn't she?
Yeah, it's like a lung blow.
Ripley's left hanging.
And then she's gone. She can't see. She doesn't know what she's doing. Then
get Ripley's fingers off. Leg scissors. Bosh. Although a very cool ending, to be fair. I thought she's just kind of left hanging there, and then just core strength, leg scissors, grabs Liv, and then just basically throws her off with the legs.
And bites the. He bites the rope. She looks like Jaws from friggin' Live and Let Die or whatever it was. Moonraker.
Yeah, Moonraker. That's it. That was a goodie Moonraker, wasn't it? So it'd be Live and Let Die. But Shift. We mentioned Gunther. Obviously, Ripley comes in at number 1 and wins it.
Waves title
yes.
instead of pointing at it. Waves. Yeah, decent, more than decent shift she put in. Face was busted up. She had for real, and she was selling her ribs from the spear by
Natty.
Beth, from Beth.
Yeah.
And again, she didn't even look like she was blown up. So what a shift. Well deserved. It's predictable, but well deserved. It was well deserved, that one. I was glad she won that. They didn't pull a swerve and have Liv win.
Yes.
At the end.
Yeah, I could have seen it, but I'm glad. Yeah, like I say, I'm glad they didn't. Not really many spots, but it was just a nice consistent rumble. I think it just kind of flowed nicely. There was no genuine. I don't think there was any jaw floor moments that left you like, what the fuck? But it just flowed nicely, and it was a good watch for me. So, and it wasn't full of botches. It didn't seem to be many sort of like fuck ups. It was very smooth, very consistent.
A decent amount of NXT stars in there as well. Indy Hartwell, Zoe Stark, Roxanne Perez,
Raquel.
Well, Raquel's on the main roster now.
She's on the main now. Okay.
Yeah, she's on the SmackDown.
Okay.
Yeah, good showings from those three, nonetheless.
Oh, Chelsea Green.
Oh yes, Chelsea Green.
Before Matt Cardona comes back.
I hope he doesn't. He needs to stay away. Continue doing his shit on the indies.
On the indies, man.
He can draw heat on the indies doing what he's doing, pissing people off. He can't do that on not the way he's doing it on the indies. He can't do that here in WWE because it just won't work. He won't be able to push buttons the way he does in the indies.
You won't be able to be a sports entertainer on the indie scene and get that right. Yeah. It's like Mick Foley back in ECW back in the day, when he used to refer to like Uncle Eric and stuff. He just thinks he's bigger and better, or acknowledging the larger company as being better than the hometown promotion. That kind of thing. So main event. So here it is. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Very predictable what the outcome was going to be, but it was always about the story. It was always about how we got there. Owens started strong. Started off, move after move, beating Roman up on the outside. Kind of goes backwards and forwards after that. Reigns gets the upper hand. Two very cool frog splashes by Owens. That one from the ring apron.
It was a strange setup because it was like 40 odd minutes to the end of the show. You had about 5-10 minutes of a video recap and a minute of Owens' entrance, probably less than a minute, and a full on 9 to 10 minutes of fucking Roman's entrance. Holy shit. A 20-minute match. It was like exactly fucking bell to bell 20 minutes, and then 10 minutes of the end angle. It's like, wow. It's strange how precise it all was.
As with anything bloodline related, it's not so much about the matches, is it? It's the storyline, it's the what happens afterwards, or for a few bits. Let's say Roman's title reign isn't going to be remembered for memorable matches. It's going to be remembered for lots of very cool moments.
It's as you say, it's a story that has gone into it. The main event Jay storyline where he wants Jay to acknowledge him, and he's pounded him into submission, and Jay finally fucking acknowledges him, and then does he go after Jimmy as well, or something? Or goes after Jimmy, and then other people are brought into it, Rollins and obviously Lesnar.
Owens a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Owens again, and Owens here. But then you've got the dynamic of Owens and Zayn. So again, it's all those storyline storyline-driven things, yeah, you wouldn't. The matches were all right, but none. What you would remember would be the stories.
I thought though it was a solid 20-minute match, but I thought Reigns and Owens definitely did what they needed to do. There was some very cool bits in there. Like I said, the frog splashes from Owens I thought were very, very cool. The frog splash from the apron, rolls him in, climbs up, hits the frog splash from the top rope. Both of those look very fucking sweet. And the fucking swanton that Owens did a bit later on was just fucking glorious. They put Jeff Hardy's to shame.
Yeah. Owens is a good seller as well. There was a point where I thought he got dinged and he was concussed or something, and so they had to like rush to the end. But no, it must have just been selling. It was the stair bumps that he took.
Yes. Oh,
First
Jesus.
one,
Yeah.
and then the second one was just like the referee was there as well. The referee was just like, holy shit, and checking on him. And Owens was just like, and I was expecting the ref to do that and fucking call it off. But nah, and then he rolled him into the ring, and then I think
Owens slaps him. Owens just gives him one slap, doesn't he, before Reigns just clocks him.
That's it. And then it finishes. And I'm just like, shit. If they just go to fucking finish because he's injured or something. But no, there's nothing. Commentary don't say anything. You don't see the ref put the X's or anything. Owens just is there. But he's not injured. He's not really injured. He's just selling.
They're selling the chair bump, aren't they? The two chair bumps, because they sold it really well on commentary as well. Like when they did the replay, Graves was like, "I don't want to see this again." That's just horrific kind of thing. So they definitely sold that as the match ender kind of thing, didn't they? And then just it led up to then obviously the Usos beating down Owens, handcuffs, chains. Reigns going to whack him with the chair, and obviously then Sammy being like, "We don't need to do this." Reigns can give him the chair.
No, I don't need to do it. You do it.
Spear through the guardrail as well before the steps, headbang kind of thing. I don't get tired of that spot. I do love that spot. I just love seeing somebody go through the fucking guardrail. I think it's a really cool spot. But yeah, then obviously you had Reigns giving Sammy the chair, telling him to give KO a good thrashing with the chair, Basil Fawlty style.
Then Reigns doesn't fucking learn. Never turn your back on someone with a fucking chair in their hands.
Exactly.
You remember what Rollins did to you? Exact same fucking bump he took for it. Well, near enough.
Yeah.
And Rollins turned on him. Sammy's just like hits him with a chair. Just gets up and they're fucking Jimmy and Jay just like.
But I like the way that. Again, having not watched the episode, the weekly stuff, just watched the last few pay-per-views, because obviously I think it was Jay that's only just warmed to Sammy. Jimmy was always kind of in Sammy's corner, one he's quite happy for him to be there.
Yeah.
But it was Jimmy that kind of just super kicked Sammy, and Jay seemed to be the one that was heartbroken from Sammy's actions.
He walks out the ring and he's just like, that was fucking sad. That right. I really like that.
But that's very well done.
Yeah. Yep.
Just the beat down of Sammy then, isn't it? So we know we get the
Sammy just gets beaten up by Solo and Jimmy, and Roman just pulls apart his leg, puts all over him. That was possibly supposed to be the acknowledgement of Sammy, but no, it was the beatdown, the excommunication of Sammy as an honorary who's no longer
feeling pussy.
He's no longer feeling Lucy. Absolutely not.
So obviously now, we get the going forward, as you said earlier, Elimination Chamber is the next pay-per-view. It's in Montreal. It's the perfect setup for Sammy versus Reigns. Again,
will there be a
no way Sammy's winning, but it's going to be an awesome story kind of thing, I would have thought. So I think obviously the fact that Reigns and Heyman are so heavily involved in this storyline just goes to show why it's constantly one of the best things on TV.
Yeah, definitely one of the best storylines in WWE for a long time, maybe a good 5 years, 5, 6 years, and I saw someone saying, "Oh, this is the best one in wrestling in forever." I'm like, it's one of them. It's not the best, but in my opinion, you got the Kota Ibushi, the Golden Lovers thing that went on in New Japan. You got the Hangman Page and Kenny Omega thing that went on in AEW. There's a lot of others that are probably slightly bit better than this one, but this is very good. Again, nonetheless, it is very good. It has done well tell a long weaving story and full
especially for WWE as well. Especially for WWE, I think that's the
WWE exactly. Yeah, because they're fucking
so
idiots. They don't know how to fucking tell stories properly. So for once that they're fucking telling a good story, this is a good story that hasn't taken too long. It's taken a long time to tell, but hasn't gotten that boring.
I think the introduction of Sammy helped. They needed to introduce, a new character. And Sammy's just fucking hit the ground running. He elevated the story to the next level. I don't think anybody else could have done it. And I liked Roman shouting in his face, like, you're either part of the bloodline or you can, go back to doing jackass stuff. It's kind of like, fucking, just doing novelty matches before you join the bloodline kind of thing.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, definitely.
As a whole, though, pay-per-view, man, take those two matches out. If it had just been the two Rumbles and the main event, it was pretty much flawless.
Yeah, pretty much flawless.
And it ran for like 4 hours and 20 odd minutes. So you could have literally got rid of those two matches, just had the two Rumbles and the main event. I would have been quite happy with that.
Definitely. Those other two, that was just fat, trim of the fat, and it would have been absolutely perfect.
Obviously, they probably would have lost out on a few million from Mountain Dew. So it is what it is. So, but yeah, man. Again, as somebody who's just come back to watching WWE, thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was nice to get two good Rumble matches, because normally one's good, one's mediocre, but I think they both kind of nailed it. I don't think either were full of moments, but both were just consistently good for me. With the exception of the Logan Paul Ricochet spot and lastly eliminating Brock, I don't think there was many what the fuck moments in the men's Rumble either. It was just, again, consistently smooth.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'll go along with that. Wasn't botchy at all. Not much else to add to that at all.
Shout out to Paul Elias as well. Again, I've not seen him since, but I'm guessing he's not really much in favour because he kind of came out and got squished in about 2 minutes.
Was he in this? He must have come out. I don't even remember.
Yeah, he smashed Walter with his guitar, hit a few moves, and then just got eliminated. Pat McAfee was like bigging him up, saying, "Yeah, I used to live next to him, and you used to go out drinking when we were kids and all this kind of stuff." And then he was gone. It's like, okay, see that. Elias was there briefly.
Get his younger brother back, I say.
I totally missed all that, so I'm not even gonna. No, I'm not gonna. I remember hearing about it and just hearing it was fucking awful. It was just Elias without a beard.
That was it. Just him without a beard.
Fuck you know. So I will end this wishing, hopefully going forward, LA Knight can recover from the fuck up, and he's not.
So. He don't deserve to go down for that shit. No. He needs to fail upwards. Put him in a fucking title picture or something, but he shouldn't fucking fail. He should not be. He should tarnished for this. Yeah, he should not be tarnished. Yes.
So, what do you plug your socials, dude?
I'm on Facebook. On Twitter at Yardy316, and I'm on Instagram, and I think I'm Palmer or something or whatever, but I can't remember.
I would think Paramore for some reason. I've just got you labelled as a gingerbird in a band. We are WTLS 420 on Twitter, WTLS316 on Instagram. We are on TikTok. I do occasionally edit together highlights of Dynamite. That's WTLS 420 as well. And yeah, just search us on Facebook. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and spread the word. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you very soon.